All right, welcome to another deep dive. Today, we're tackling a story that's, well, it's like something you'd see in a movie, Online beef spilling over into a real-life showdown, except this isn't Hollywood. This is the music world.
Yeah, we're talking about two artists, Funky D and Millie Major, who decided to settle their differences not with diss tracks, but with actual fisticuffs.
Yeah, Funky D, the house music wizard, known for those high-energy sets, and Millie Major, the grime king with a flow that could knock you back. And they went at it in a deserted car park. You can't make this stuff up. So for those who might not be familiar, let's break it down a bit. House music, with its catchy beats, came up in the clubs. Grime, on the other hand, is all about raw energy. Greedy lyrics, spitting fire, different vibes, but both born and bred in the UK.
Right, and what's crazy is how this whole thing blew up online. Funky D, always one to speak his mind, went on Twitter Spaces, and let's just say he didn't hold back.
Oh, he went in on Milli Major, and of course the internet being the internet, it amplified everything. Suddenly, it wasn't just two artists beefing, it was a full-on spectacle. And the tension just kept building. It got to the point where Funky D and Milli Major decided to meet up. No cameras, no crews, just them, under the streetlights, in an empty car park.
And that's where it gets really interesting, right?
Sure.
Because you have this transition from the digital world to a space that's almost primal. It's stripped down, raw.
It's like the source material paints this picture, the silence of the car park, the distant sounds of the city, and these two figures circling each other under those harsh lights. You could just cut the tension with a knife, right? And then Milli Major, he's pacing back and forth. He's like a caged animal. Finally, he just lets loose. You had a lot to say, didn't you?
And Funky D, he doesn't back down. Not one bit. I said what I said, bro. What you gonna do about it? And that was it. That was the spark.
Punches start flying. It's chaotic. But here's the thing. It wasn't just some random brawl. You could feel the emotion, the history, the years of rivalry all coming to a head. This was personal.
And it makes you think about the significance of the location, right? Like they were stripping away all the glitz and glam of the music industry, all those carefully curated online personas, and just getting down to something raw and real.
Totally. But then, just as things are spiraling, a figure emerges from the shadows. And it's not just anybody, it's Chronic, a legend in the grime scene.
Now, this is huge. Chronic isn't just another artist. He's like the godfather of grime. When he speaks, people listen. His presence alone changes everything. He commands respect.
Chronic steps right between them, and in this booming voice, he just yells, "Oi! Both of you, chill. This ain't the way. You lot are bigger than this."
He reminds them that there's more to life than online beef, more to life than throwing punches. He tells them to channel that energy, that anger, into their music. It's such a powerful moment.
And you know what? It worked. They both backed down. Not because they were tired, but because Chronic's words hit them hard. He reminded them about their legacy, their potential, the power of their art. The fight, it just fizzled out. Not with a bang, but with a whisper. Chronic's words, they shifted something. It was a reminder that there's always a better way, a more creative way to settle our differences.
Music over violence.
Yeah.
Always. It makes you think, though, right? In this hyper-connected world, how do we handle disagreements without resorting to aggression? How do we find the Chronics in our own lives, the voices of reason who can steer us away from the brink? It's a question worth pondering.